is this my number one GMAT Math tip? I actually think it is. Erika here with Target Test Prep, and today I've got a quick video on what might be my number one tip for GMAT Math. Now, if you watched my video on the 7 GMAT mistakes you cannot make, then you know that 2 of the worst things you can do on the test are rushing into solving and rushing into answering, because you can end up wasting time solving for the wrong thing, or worse, actually answering the wrong question. These are incredibly common mistakes. But there's one 10-second step that can save you from this pitfall on literally every GMAT Math question. And that's writing down what you're solving for at the beginning of the question and then referring back to it before you submit your answer. Now, you might be thinking, why would I waste time writing down what I'm solving for when it's already in the question? I can just look back at the question. Well, stay with me, because there are 2 reasons that doesn't work as well. Reason number 1, the question stem buries what you're solving for in a sentence. This means that when you check back at the end of the problem to confirm that you actually solved for the right thing, you have to dig through the question stem and reinterpret what exactly it is that the question is asking for. When you write down what you're solving for yourself, you only have to interpret the question once at the beginning of the problem, and then you can write down the pre-parsed question target in a more user-friendly format. So you can write in an equation, x equals question mark, x minus y equals question mark. You can add it to a diagram, a question mark on this angle, a question mark on this part of the Venn diagram. You can add a big circle or a big arrow to draw attention to it so you don't forget about it later on. In my recent 3 levels of work rate video, we noted what we were solving for directly in our work rate matrix with a circle and a question mark, making our question target immediately clear and almost impossible to miss as we solved. It's also worth noting that the question stem is written by the test maker, who is literally trying to get you to make a mistake. You are on your own side. So for something as important as the thing you're solving for, it's better to rely on yourself. Your own writing will be easier to interpret, easier to remember, and harder to mess up, especially later in the problem-solving process when you're further removed from the actual question. But reason number 2, deciding to just use the question stem ignores the inherent value in writing something down. It forces you to think about what it is that you're writing down, forces you to interpret and process that information. Not only does this increase the likelihood that you remember it and return to it later, it can actually kickstart the problem-solving process. So, hey, I'm not solving for x or y, I'm solving for x minus y. Can I skip solving for the individual variables and solve directly for the expression? Or, hey, I'm solving for this angle, which is congruent to this other angle. Will the information I have more naturally lead to solving for that angle instead? This is something we saw in the hard problem in the 3 levels of work rate video last week, so check out that video if you want an example of what we're talking about here. Like I mentioned in my 6 strategies that do not work video, quant questions are rarely about math. They instead use math to test critical thinking. And one of the main ways that they do that is by asking you to think critically about what it is that you're solving for and the potential ways to get there. Writing down the question stem encourages this thought process and helps you see through the design of the question and to the best path to the answer. It is literally so simple, but being militant about implementing this tip has saved me and my students so many points and so much wasted problem-solving time and effort over the years. So if you want to score higher and solve math problems more efficiently and effectively, write down what you're solving for and check back with what you wrote down before submitting your answer. Now, this tip is part and parcel of some broader strategies around processing question information and scratch work management. These strategies are foundational to my approach to the entire test. So let me know in the comments if you'd like more videos on these topics. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more from me every Wednesday. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.